Let's start tonight, though, over in Egypt, where legislators have backed a draft bill that grants foreigners citizenship if they deposit the sum of about $392,000 in a local bank and lock it up there for 5 years and reside in the country during that period. Now, the draft bill still faces another parliamentary session and a final approval by the president before it can become law. However, it's already set up quite the storm of criticism by legislators, some effectively accusing the government of selling Egyptian citizenship. So then, let's see exactly where this is going. Adele Makruhi is live in Cairo tonight with more data on this particular story. Adele, let's step back a bit here. Walk us through the context of this amendment. Why did it come up, and what problem, more importantly, does it hope to solve?
It is not clear actually in what context did it come. Suddenly we found that the parliament was discussing it, and just yesterday it should have been gone for a vote. However, because the parliament did not have enough members, 2/3 to be specific, to pass the law, the vote was postponed until today, where it passed. So why exactly, it is still not clear. It's an amendment actually in a 1960 law, so we're talking about decades back, but it is the timing of which particularly has not been officially announced. What will be happening basically for any foreigner or people who are residents in Egypt, they have been classified into 4 categories. Those who come for a timed residency, and those for who will be what the law calls them resident with a deposit, or resident with a bond. And they will be allowed to have extended residency in Egypt. It will not expire, and if they complete 5 years of residency in Egypt with having a bond of about $400,000 US, then they can apply for an Egyptian citizenship. Will it be accepted or not? This is subject to the evaluation of the Interior Ministry, who is taking the lead into this whole issue.
Indeed. So are there any specific economic benefits that one would gain by this citizenship by investment program?
Well, beside having permanent residency and uninterrupted one, they will be treated as, if they apply, of course, for Egyptian citizenship, they will be treated as Egyptians. So they will have the full rights. But again, there are many exemptions that have been given to foreign investors, tax cuts, also labor and social security deduction that the government covers for their employees, for instance. So as a foreigner, it has been very attractive, or at least Egypt has been trying very hard to look attractive. But as an Egyptian, the law will apply regularly. It may give them more right in terms of staying, in terms of loans as well, and in terms of buying shares in specific companies, or in trading in a specific way. There will be the regulations for foreigners to have investment in Egypt with Egyptian partnership as well will be waived. So there are some economic benefit, but many believe they may not be as appealing as the tax cuts and the financial support that Egypt gives to foreign investments to encourage more money to come. But again, the whole purpose is that it's about 7 million Egyptian pounds, which translates to almost $400,000 US. They will not be put in Egyptian pound. They will be, the bonds will be in foreign currency. So in a term, it is encouraging people to put foreign currency in Egyptian banks for at least a term of 5 years at a time. Egypt is trying to have more cash flow in foreign currencies.
Indeed, it almost sounds like a bond program in all but name. One last question for you, Adele. Now that Parliament has endorsed this amendment, at least, what's supposed to happen next? Is the President likely to approve it, or does he share the concern that this is, for all intents and purposes, really citizenship up for sale?
This is a parliament that has full backing of the Egyptian president. It is not expected that they will be moving in a law or passing a law that will upset the presidency or the government. So this is highly unlikely. It is expected that the president will approve. The head of the parliament, when the law has passed, he insisted that Egyptian citizenship is not for sale, and it will go under extreme inspections for those who are interested to apply. It's also not clear if that will be applied for new bonds that will be created or for new residents who will still apply for residency, or will also be applied for those already living in Egypt. But all in all, the president should pass the law, the government as well should accept it, and after that it will become the clear execution of that law will be more clear to the public, and the bylaws that will regulate the implementation and execution for the government will probably give more meaning than the vagueness we're seeing right now.
Indeed, we'll leave it there for the time being. Adel Makruhi in Cairo, thank you very much for the update.